Hi there, my name is Zoe Zion, Director of Zion's Touch Limited. Welcome to Insights with Zoe Zion. Right, my last video I talked about loving through pain, loving through your pain, loving through my pain, love through pain, as long as there is love and there's pain involved, okay? That's the whole idea, like sharing on how we can overcome the pain or move forward in life despite of the pain, whilst using love as kind of I would say using love as a medication, using love to kind of soothe yourself whilst you go through that pain. I noticed that I didn't talk so much in depth about love, although we did define and all that, but I wanted us to kind of have a feel what love really is or what it means to you, so that love is on the positive side, okay, whilst you're using it to overcome that negative, which is the pain. Okay, so the balance here is the love, that the way you define love. Okay, going back, I started with a definition, okay, a natural definition, human definition, your definition, my definition, what love means to me, what it means to you. Then I moved on to talking about what the Bible talks, says about love, definition, being love is kind and all that. Then I talked about how we understand unconditional love, or sacrificial divine love as that which, as examples, Christ on the cross, and we humans still kind of putting him through pain and hardship whilst he was still dying for us. Okay, so after explaining all that, we started talking about the pain is going through pain, a betrayal or something happens to you, and you're kind of looking for a way to balance things out. And I was suggesting trying to shed off all those pain by just applying love to the situation, okay, and just loving the person and letting it go. I didn't talk about forgiveness because this had nothing to do with forgiveness. There are other teachers online that will teach you on forgiveness and all that. But the idea, okay, because this is just a social platform, is for us to apply things that are a bit practical, that we can manage, and that is love. All right, and we need to understand that we need to be loving in the right way for us to actually implement the process correctly. So I'll be talking later on in another video. I'll be talking about love. All right, maybe implementing it properly. But today I wanted to talk about unconditional love as regards to the pain itself. Okay, I noticed that I didn't talk about unconditional love in depth, as I mentioned the last time. Unconditional love is sought after when people are in the presence of maybe spiritual authorities. Say for instance the church. You assume, okay, that you're going to church and everybody there should be, like humans we say, only than thou, or we say, oh, perfection. And this is where we get things wrong. And that is why when we are in the system, when we're in the church and we get hurt in the church or hurt by spiritual, authorities or people we think should have that, authority over us, or, leadership over us, when they're hurt, it's the pain is more than maybe someone outside will probably make us feel, because we are expecting too much from those authorities or individuals. And this is where I want to kind of narrow this video down to. So probably this video will be called, the title will be something that has to do with loving through the pain, but unconditional love in its true sense, something like that. Okay, so right, whilst I spoke about unconditional love in the other video, I talked about the individuals we expect this kind of love from. We sometimes, our parents, like our parents, mom and dad, probably our brothers and sisters. If we push it up, let's say we give some extra thoughts to it, let's include our siblings, maybe extended families in a way, okay, but that's going too far. I think in this day and age we'll probably say mom, dad, brothers and sisters. Okay, let's just keep it small. Then we go, we say the church pastors and things like that, church leaders and things like that, even church associates. Pardon me. It's so funny that we even expect more from church associates than even our siblings. I don't know. This is something I would like you to think about. There are some people, some certain individuals out there that would expect unconditional love, okay, agape, from people in their church than their own siblings, because they assume that these individuals are closest to the divine, they're closest to God, and should be able to exhibit unconditional love. All right, so this is what I'm trying to open our eyes to. This is the insight with me today. This is what I'm bringing on the table for you to consider, to think about before your expectations run very high. Right. Unlike my other video, I will use a little bit of notes to guide me, okay? So talking about unconditional love and mentioning parents and the church, spiritual leaders as people, individuals who would expect unconditional love for. Now the question is, why do you think that those individuals, your mom or dad, are in that position to give you unconditional love? Okay. All right, I understand that whilst growing up, obviously, you've not got it up there, you don't understand your surroundings fully well. So obviously, you should be giving that, okay? I'm on the side of the fact that every child should have unconditional love. I don't care what color, all right? That love should be given, all right? And they should be given for a very long time, I think, even till teenage years, because I still consider it that these children do not understand their actions. So when you begin to hurt these young minds because you think they understand what they are doing, it's a bit, I want to be careful with my words. I would say that's not right, okay? Because they are still developing, they don't know their wrongs from their rights. We are in the position to teach them the wrong from the right, okay? Now, whilst we are still thinking about teaching, in the line of teaching, this is where I get the answer. I would say that if I asked you now where you believe that unconditional love should be from, or who should be the people giving unconditional love, and you say it's mom, dad, or church, I would believe that you've been taught so. Okay, you've been taught to believe that these are the people that should give you that love. Then apart from that, for those who are Christians, I don't know all that religions, you would think that okay, they said Jesus Christ loves you unconditionally, things like that, but fine. But in the real sense of it now, we're talking about people that we can still touch, okay? So, and we can see, yeah, okay? So I really don't want to go too deep. So in that aspect, we would say we were taught that these are the people that we should, that should give us unconditional love. Okay, that's fair, that's all right. At least we need some source of unconditional, we need people to provide unconditional love. So wherever they are, okay, it doesn't really matter. The fact of the matter is that at least we know that we deserve, or we know that there are certain people in the society that should offer this sort of unconditional love. That's fine. But where this insight comes in and the discussion comes in today is for us to understand that, listen, humans are not perfect. And this is why I'm talking about loving through that pain, okay? Because humans are not perfect. And this is where we might begin to make the young minds understand that we are not perfect, okay? So this is where we begin to drop down that ego, and parents begin to show, or adults begin to show how vulnerable they are to children as well, to young adults, to one another, how vulnerable we are, so that there's that understanding, okay? Because at the end of the day, this discussion, this video, this message, this insight is for us to have an understanding that, listen, we need to begin to think differently. Where you go into a place of worship, where you go into a place of gathering, and your expectation is that those people are holy, or those people should be giving you unconditional love, this is where you put your position, you put yourself in a position where you would, be hurt, and you begin to feel pain. Say for instance, this has happened, you put yourself in that position already, and you're, feeling that pain, betrayal from a church member or from someone in your family. Now, today, this video is how to actually address it. Okay, something I'm trying to maybe share or offer a solution. It's up to you to address it the best way that you can. All right, so the first thing I have on my list is total acceptance. Yes, I remember why I wrote this now. Total acceptance. Unconditional love is total acceptance. Yeah, this is the mindset that you're totally accepted by the other party, totally accepted by your mom or dad, despite your whatever thoughts, whatever you are, expressions, whatever. Mom and dad accept you totally. Okay, you're loved unconditionally. The church, therefore, the authorities and leadership in the church, therefore, must love despite. I am laughing because it's not what we see. All right, maybe I would say it's not what I have seen. It's left for you to actually reflect and think about it and drop a comment if you've seen the unconditional love from leaders in churches or places of worship. I can tell you the churches I've been to, I can tell you the ones that have been really unique, and the pastors that have been really unique. I love them, I love them to bits because they've been a blessing in my life. When I mean blessing, meaning I can pick up my phone, I can give them a call, and they'll be, yes, Zoe, I'm happy to help you. That is beautiful. That is beautiful. That is beautiful. And I tell you, these pastors, these individuals, they do not want anything in return, which is unconditional love, nothing in return, and no judgments as well. Okay, no judgments. I'd like to use this story because it's only fair that I just give a little bit of example when we talk about unconditional love and places of worship, so that you understand that you're not alone. Okay, I'm an individual. I've got a tattoo. Okay, and some churches, if you're from certain cultures, they don't expect you to wear a tattoo. In fact, you'll be judged for having a tattoo. And I've seen this before in the past. And once any person in place of worship, leader begins to address certain things like this, then I know that they've lost the point. Let me leave it at that. They've lost the point. Okay. So so at the end of the day, that's my experience. So unconditional love, you know that you're accepted, in that setting for who you are. Okay, that's unconditional love. All right. And obviously your parents as well, in your family, you're accepted. But we'll find out that that's not always the case. And sometimes you might get hurt or whatever, from these people who are meant to love you unconditionally. So the point here is, how do we, use love to overcome this challenge? So as I said, it's total acceptance. But then again, when you're not totally accepted, it's up to you to understand that is why knowledge is power. And that is why this insight is here today. It's here for you to understand that, listen, you can use the love as long as the love you have is healthy to overcome those challenges. Okay, you can use that love to navigate through the hurt, knowing that the love that you have inside of you tells you that those individuals who act like they're perfect are not perfect. Okay, those individuals who are in authority to offer, to give you that unconditional love, are in one way or the other, still lacking it. Maybe they lacked it growing up, so they don't actually know how to actually deliver or offer it. What I'm trying to expose in this video is that man is vulnerable, and we live in a society or culture where people are so, some people are egoistic, they proud, and they use their role as something to demand respect and authority. And until we have wisdom, apply wisdom in certain situations and understand that that is not reality, until we understand that, listen, these people will hurt us. They have the potential to hurt us. And if we know we can't keep ourselves safe, we can't protect ourselves, then if whatever happens along the way, we should hold on to love as a way to actually navigate, as a tool to navigate us through the whole process of pain. Like I said, It might take years, but you start today. It's about starting. It's about saying, you know what? I've been through that pain, but I'm going to use the love as a tool. Like I said, I will try as much as possible to, get some information concerning healthy kind of love that you can use, okay, to help yourself navigate yourself through it, all right? Because I know so many people have gone through a lot of abuse in their life that if you tell them define love, the definition that they might give you will be totally different from what you know is love. Okay, the experience is totally different. So if I sit here now telling that individual navigate, through the pain with love, and their love is not the healthy kind of love, at the end of the day, there's a conflict. Okay, and it's almost impossible. So do watch out. Subscribe and hit the notification button so that anytime I do upload, you would know, and if it's something that would connect my other videos together, right, then you can connect them together and it will make more sense. All right, let me move to the next item. All right, we need to talk about it. Yes, I wrote that one. Sometimes when you're going through pain, there is the understanding that, okay, no, let me someone understand, it's actually not happened to me. I don't want to talk about it. And that's because I don't trust the people around me. I don't trust anyone enough to talk about what I'm going through. I'm being, honest. There's some level of pain that I go through that I can't actually speak to anyone because I don't trust them. And sometimes I believe they won't understand. And I tell you how I overcome that pain. It's true love. It's loving myself enough and loving whosoever has actually inflicted that pain. And loving, I begin to use love to actually, tear down the old episode. It doesn't mean that I won't address the issue. It doesn't mean that I wouldn't hope to address the issue. It doesn't mean that I might not complain about the issue. It doesn't mean that I might not take some steps, towards reporting the matter. I don't know if I'm making sense here. You would still apply the standard principles, okay, policies or whatever, okay? But healing yourself, you find out that not the policies wouldn't heal, except you're telling someone, authority, this person has hurt me. Okay, I want you to cuff him and put him in jail. Then you'll be like, oh, I've gotten my, I feel better now. How does that? I don't know. I don't know how it makes you feel better. But at the end of the day, the pain or what the person has done is there. And if someone else hurts you and you're thinking that you want to apply the same principle by putting everybody behind bars because they hurt you, how are you going to grow? Okay, sorry, I'm going through the extreme talking about, putting people behind bars. But I want you to understand how some people think when they are hurt. They go through the extreme, the pain is here and, the pain is here and they're thinking, oh, what should I do? It's almost like a revenge. And that's why what I'm talking about today is to stop the process of revenge. Now, this might seem like, oh, wow, Zoe, so we'll talk about it another day. Like I said, it doesn't mean you're not going to address the issue. It doesn't mean you're not going to report the matter. But at the end of the day, what I'm trying to say is you need to love yourself, okay? And use love as a tool to eradicate, to remove the hurt from you. Okay, an example is after my divorce, I had to, heal, and I use love as a tool. Right now, if I was speaking about the person I was married to in the past, I would laugh and talk about the individual. What am I trying to say? Whatever has happened has happened. I've used love as a tool to take out all that pain. So it doesn't matter. Right now, when I sit with my children, we talk about it, we laugh about it. It's like a joke. We just laugh and we have fun. Because I am no more holding on to anything. The fact of the matter is the love that I've exercised, that I've used, has made me overcome that I still have love inside of me. What I'm trying to say is that the love that I have, the fire of love in me, no man can put it out because I'm still holding on to it. And I know it's the greatest of all. until we begin to understand that love is the greatest of all and use it as a tool to make ourselves, healthy, good, happy inside, whole inside. All right? We might just be, going through a wrong route, applying some other processes. So yes, talk about it if you can. Like if you're not like me that can actually walk through, paying through other ways, look for someone you can trust to talk about things with. Okay? My coaching and mentoring, all right, I still offer the confidential service where you can call and you can spend time and we can talk. Now, that does not mean I would influence your thoughts or influence your judgments or anything, but a platform where you can talk. After you've cooled down or whatever, I might begin to highlight certain things for you to see that would help you heal quickly. Okay? This is where I come in. You can speak with me confidentially, and later on, depending on the matter of time, you spend venting. It's until you've vented, you've finished everything downloading, when we begin to talk maturely, okay, with an open heart, and begin to open your eyes to say things that will help you, all through love. Okay? So yes, if you find anyone you can talk to confidentially, speak. But be careful, because when people share your problems or your issues, it becomes, the matter is worse. And as we all know, trust is something, it's gold these days, and not many people can actually earn it. Right, so this is it for today.